Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, 27th November 2025, Aries. You've allowed money issues to become too prominent, and it's true that your financial picture isn't as rosy as you'd like it to be, but whose is? Try to put your troubles into perspective. There's no need to let your worries impact your relationships with friends and the family. Ask for help if you feel that it's time you need it. Taurus, your body, which usually runs warp speed, is telling you to slow down. You need to take a break from time to time. Eating a big bowl of caramel popcorn while watching television won't send you into a downward spiral from which you'll never emerge. On the contrary, such an indulgence may leave you feeling refreshed and even giddy, so why not give it a try? Gemini, today is your day to rest on your laurels. Literally, you've achieved a tremendous amount in the last few days and you've earned some time off. Call in sick and go see a movie in the middle of the day. Take yourself out to lunch and order a glass of the best champagne. Take this day to reflect on your accomplishments before you set your mind on the next project. Cancer, flowers and fresh plants can perk up your mood as well as the home. You may feel your abode is lacking a bit of interest, so simple tricks to improve its appearance will do wonders for the outlook. Go to the kitchen store and splurge on a few new items. Put a pot of herbs in the windowsill. You'll be amazed at the change in your mood and in the room. Leo, it's important to confront your troubles head on, but not the expense of putting your life on hold. An important person, someone who acted as your touchstone, no longer figures prominently in your life. This is a difficult adjustment for you, but make an extra effort to not turn inward as your tendencies of times of trouble. Force yourself to socialize and you may find a new friend in this time. Virgo, you're in a spiritual state of mind today and your dreams are vivid and you're likely to tell everybody something specific. It's hard to dispel the urge to travel in particular. You're drawn to some place where you can study a different culture. Such a trip might not be practical now, but you can manage some online research on that subject. Libra, looking good is the best revenge. If you're trying to get over a failed relationship, the best way is to pull yourself out of the depression and to look your best. Get up early and go for a run and exercise. Buy some new clothes and take extra care with your grooming. You'll lift up your spirits and attract a new, more fitting partner. Scorpio, as much as you enjoy being out with people, tonight is a good evening for rest. If you can, try taking the afternoon off. Curl up in your favorite chair with a good book. Take a slow walk or go to the garden, pick something and go cook something wonderful. You need some time to refuel your soul. You'll tackle your projects tomorrow, relaxed and rejuvenated. Sagittarius, you're especially attuned to the feelings of others. This gift is more blessing than of a curse. Yet there are times when it's hard to not take the troubles of others upon yourself. Today, a close friend may unload his or her burdens onto you. Listen kindly, offer advice, but don't offer to do more than what is realistic. After all, this isn't your problem. Capricorn, delays seem to rule the day and there is no getting around them. Traffic snags plague and commute and calls don't get returned. You feel as though you're spending the day stuck in a revolving door, whirling around but getting nowhere. Take your heart and do what's best for you to get through with some of the humor intact. Chocolate helps. Tomorrow will surely be better. Aquarius, the bubble you've been living in for a long time may burst today. You could face some real disappointments. Try not to let this get you down. Remind yourself that trips, meetings or fun days out could also be rescheduled, and then you'll have the pleasure of looking forward to these events all over again. Pisces, this is a day to be directed inward rather than outward. It's a good thing because the outer world isn't too pleasant. Nothing seems to be going right, checks aren't arriving and calls aren't being returned. You're feeling ineffective at best. Take heart, it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the planets. The mood will pass. Meanwhile, do something fun by yourself and you'll gain the energy back. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, 27th November 2025. Do have yourself a great, blessed and wonderful day.
Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome to the DBS Morning Show. My name is Maureen. Let's head on over to our news department and let's see what they've got for us.
A very good morning to you. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polio. We commence the broadcast with news that the atmosphere at the Sapling Field at VG was energetic. That's on Tuesday evening as supporters of the governing St. Lucia Labour Party turned out for the unveiling of the incumbent's manifesto. The policies are being described as a transformative vision for the nation.
This manifesto is guided by one principle: putting people first. Say it after me. The labor way. This means policies rooted in fairness, decisions based on evidence, budgets built on responsibility, programs that uplift the many, not the few. We do not govern for applause. We govern for impact. We do not lead for popularity. We lead for progress. We do not build for today alone. We build for the next generation.
The 2025 SLP manifesto outlines a vision of making St. Lucia the most technologically advanced small island developing state by 2035, with major commitments to smart education, infrastructure upgrades, job creation, social protection, health expansion, poverty reduction, and safer communities. A former Prime Minister has issued a dramatic and stark warning about the state of politics in St. Lucia, throwing his support behind an independent candidate in the upcoming elections. In a speech, former Prime Minister Dr. Michael Pilgrim decried what he called a culture of corruption and urged the voters in Castries Central to reject the traditional parties.
You must vote for the candidate who possesses the following qualities. 1. The candidate must be humble and sincere. 2. The candidate must not be corrupt or have a history of corruption. 3. The candidate must not be perceived to be a criminal or be associated with the crime of murder. 4. The candidate must have total and absolute respect for women. 5. The candidate must not be ruthless.
Pilgrim laid out a detailed list of qualities a candidate must have, including humility, honesty, and respect for women. He heavily implied that the major party candidates were unfit, using the metaphor of a rotten apple that could spoil the entire barrel. He endorsed Stanley Felix as the humble, honest, and genuine alternative, promising to personally campaign alongside him through the constituency. A new health advocacy group has officially launched in St. Lucia, sparking strong debate about wellness, personal choice, and the lessons learned from the COVID-19 era. On Wednesday, the World Council for Health St. Lucia chapter was formally introduced during a press conference hosted by the Ayanola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari and Pan-African People at the CDF conference room.
We as the Ayanola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari and Pan-African People, we have always taken the stance that there should be health sovereignty in St. Lucia, where people have a right to decide what goes into their body, and no government should decide that for them, no Minister of Health, and certainly not any CMO should decide what people should take into their bodies. So it is a natural fit that ICA has partnered with World Council of Health St. Lucia chapter.
Alexander says many citizens continue to struggle with unanswered questions about health concerns arising after the COVID-19 pandemic and urged authorities to provide more open dialogue. Physician and herbal medicine advocate Dr. Gilberto St. Rose said the local chapter aims to blend conventional and traditional practices to empower communities. The Environmental Health Division under the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs is issuing a crucial call to all butchers across the island to attend a special meeting and training session scheduled for Tuesday, December the 9th, 2025. The session is designed to ensure the highest standards of food safety and compliance during the busy festive season. In a significant collaborative effort, the training will be conducted simultaneously at 3 strategic locations to ensure maximum participation.
This training session will take place at the Orchid Garden in Union for butchers in the north, the Environmental Health Division conference room for butchers from Dennery to Saltibus, and the Access Center training room for butchers from Suzel to Canaries.
All sessions begin at 9 o'clock in the morning. This initiative is a powerful partnership between law enforcement, the veterinary division, and the environmental health division, highlighting a unified approach to public health. The sessions will provide vital information on regulations and best practices for safe meat handling from slaughter to sale. Butchers from all regions are strongly encouraged to attempt to stay informed and uphold the standards that protect community health. And as the news, thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report with Lisa Joseph. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thanks, News Department. Let's take a break. We'll be back. It was absolutely a privilege to connect with Dr. Tess Laurie. She's actually on the island of St. Lucia, and we had the awesome privilege of, having a nice chat with her. Dr. Tess Laurie, what an honor. I am standing here with the Dr. Tess Laurie, and if you don't know, there's Google for a reason. You just need to type the name in, and you'll understand what we're working with here. And yes, she is in St. Lucia. Welcome to St. Lucia, and what an honor it is to connect with you.
Thank you so much, Maureen. It's been so wonderful to be in this country. It's so beautiful. There's so many natural herbs and beautiful fruit and trees. It's
I heard she doesn't want to go back. Now, that's our little joke, but I understand why, because it's like a haven for people like you, who's made it their business, their life work, to be able to research on all of the natural things and how it is that these things impact us and our health. Now, for those who don't know, let's just wire back down a little bit and give a little insight about yourself. When I say the Dr. Tess Laurie, there's a reason for me saying that, because in the past couple of years, we have become quite acquainted. Those of us who are following this whole COVID thing and the ivermectin and all of that, we would know. But for those who don't know, let's give a little insight as to yourself. How long have you been a practicing doctor, and, some of your work to date?
Yes. Well, Maureen, I don't work as a practicing doctor anymore. I've been working as a research consultant for many years. And my job was, I had a company called the Evidence-Based Medicine Consultancy, and we had no conflicts of interest, so we didn't do work for pharma or anything like that. And what we did was we evaluated evidence to say what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
And I did a lot of work for the WHO, the World Health Organization. So when COVID came along, I was working for the World Health Organization as a consultant. And I said, well, there's no reason to call a pandemic, because there weren't the criteria for declaring a pandemic, and yet they went ahead, and then they started saying, well, you need to wear masks and you need to keep 6 feet apart. And I was saying, where's the evidence? There's no evidence for any of this. And then they said, oh, we've got some great vaccines that are coming out. Oh. And I said, and I was thinking, well, you can't develop a vaccine that quickly. And I looked at the evidence, and it wasn't there to support these new experimental genetic type of vaccines. And I'll explain why they're not the normal sort of vaccine. But and then it also turned out that there were safe older medicines that were very, very cheap that could be used, as well as all the amazing natural things that you have in St. Lucia, like sunshine, vitamin D and vitamin C and the beautiful fruit and that. So it was clear to me something was very wrong, and they weren't following the evidence. And when I tried to raise awareness, I did a systematic review on ivermectin, which showed that it would be very useful to treat symptoms of, that people were having that were like flu-like symptoms, really. And then when they didn't listen, I did the systematic review. They didn't listen to the evidence. They just pushed ahead with the experimental vaccines. I said, well, the public needs to know about this. So I got together. There were lots of doctors and scientists around the world, independent doctors and scientists, saying, something not right here. Why are they not telling people the truth about all the things that you can do to keep yourself healthy? Why are they just pushing these experimental vaccines? And so we formed the World Council for Health, which is really aimed at not just explaining to governments that there were other options, but really for reaching the people and telling the people what the truth is, and that the COVID-19 vaccines were not proven safe, even though everybody, all the governments were basically told to tell their people that vaccines are safe and the vaccines are effective. That wasn't true. And the reason for this is that the World Health Organization has become corrupted by private interests. And these are pharmaceutical interests. They're private individuals and billionaires like Bill Gates and the foundations that he has invested in to get his business interests out there, and then also certain nation states and so on. So the WHO gets 80% of its funding, which is as a voluntary contribution. And then whoever pays that voluntary contribution can choose how the money's spent. So most of the money's being directed towards vaccines. And they say they've got 500 vaccines coming by 2030. So, yeah.
And listen, man, you gotta be, you better safeguard yourself now. You're digging in too deep here. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
No, I'm saying, you know,
yes.
you know.
No, it's really important that what we're saying as World Council for Health is really just to encourage people to take back responsibility for their own health and not just listen to do something because you get told, because the doctor says do that, or because your neighbor says do that, or they're not going to come and visit you, or you know, or you can't travel, because you've got to really start thinking very carefully about what you put into your body and who's telling you and why they're telling you that. And the vaccine industry is certainly all about money and control and restricting people from going here, there, if they haven't got their vaccine passport and all of that. So we've got to, we really want people to start standing up and saying no for their families, no to injections. We have a lot of resources on our website, which is worldcouncilforhealth.org. One of the campaigns that we're running is this, it's a little sticker that says, was it safe? Was it effective? Because many people have been thinking that, because we all know somebody who's sick after the COVID jab, you know?
Of course.
So if people are having that thought, they can go to the web page, they can click on the QR code, and they can find information to explain how they work, you know, and what the problems are that people are having, and what they can do to reduce the risk of getting sick. Because obviously that's the main thing is, well, I took it. A lot of people took it. Now they're thinking, I wish I hadn't taken it.
Yeah. The flotilla just over the weekend past. We were part of the flotilla, which marks the start of the race for the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers. So definitely Louis is the man at the helm right now. So we tap into some of the things and the excitement that we're looking forward to as the ARC celebrates their 40th anniversary. It is that time again, and we're here over at the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. We're here with Mr. Louis, who is the chairperson, the CEO of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. And obviously, I mean, the start of the ARC race, they're going to be leaving Las Palmas. The flotilla signifies that right here, and we look forward to that every single year. Louis, you mentioned in your speech that, you know, there's a lot more. You're starting to see more of the corporate people are coming back on board. And we felt that this morning. We saw branded companies are here compared to last year. There was sort of like a dwindling, but this is really good. So I am going to ask you.
Deliberate effort on our part to get more partners involved in the event, and really to tie a little more activity with what takes place on island, because this is our signature event in terms of the entertainment and the grand pull for what we do for the yachting sector, because a lot of the yachts people are keyed into this race and it attracts a lot of attention. So what we wanted to do was to get as many of our sponsors, but people who represent activity on the island, to be part of this festive event. Seen them going to a lot of the sites and attractions and the new activities that are associated, particularly with community tourism, because you want them to come back, and not just come back and stay, but come back and participate in those things that are outside the traditional areas. So we want to see them in Denry, we want to see them in Miku, we want to see them,
Great.
participating and connecting with those community things that bring direct benefits to St. Lucian. So
Wonderful.
it's a whole circle. Getting more partners involved,
Right.
getting the visibility. We just have to ensure that we do it and we do it well again and again. So it's every year reinventing it and reinvigorating it to make it attractive and interesting. The arc itself have there are many islands and there are many options that you can go to.
Right.
But what we know is that once we do it well and we have that visibility,
Right.
all the people in the yachting industry are actually looking at that transatlantic race that takes place, around this time of the year.
Right.
So we just have to, capitalize on the assets that we have now, and that is why we put a lot of energy into it.
I'm glad you mentioned the feel of the island, the atmosphere of the island. This is happening right around the election time. How do you anticipate this to? Right.
So it's while it may be competing for local attention,
Right.
The real benefit for us, although we like the local participation, but the real benefit for us is how the international community looks at it.
Absolutely.
Particularly people who are into yachting.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't escape from us that there are people who are just looking for a normal vacation,
Nice.
and they would have seen that sort of excitement, created about the destination and some of the things that you can participate in. So
I'm thinking the election mode is just going to add value to the whole, the atmosphere, because it's island living, it's festive, so I think it will go well for us. But Louis, certainly, we are here, we are excited. Definitely, I want to say kudos to you and your team, because we see a difference. We are feeling the energy. We are feeling that there's an insurgence of more people. The presence is here. So I guess you guys have been doing a good job.
And we can do better.
Absolutely.
So we'll be to make it even a little more festive in years to come.
Wonderful, and we look forward to that. So guys, it's on the waters for us from now on. Thank you, Louis.
You're welcome.
Nice.
All right.
Good. All right. To support Mr. Celestin and his drive, because it's a very noble one. Well, they've got one of their major fundraiser that is coming up for Music Hub, and it is happening on the 20th of December right here at the CCSS Auditorium, and you can come and be a part of it. Center stage. Here's all of the information. We're back because we did promise you that we were going to come back for the event, because we spoke recently about the curating of the space.
Correct.
By the teacher, and we say, okay, this is noble, and we want to be here, we want to support all of it. Well, their first event, is it the first one?
It's the first, basically
first major event, yeah. Yes. We're talking center stage. Mr. Celestin here, and of course, Kellyanne over here is going to flourish us with all the information. Right. We're looking at the 20th of December. Okay, so it's a Christmas kind of vibe. We're going with that tide. Certainly. I'm coming to you, Kellyanne, but Mr. We're back.
So, exactly. So this Christmas concert is our benefit concert. Again, our goal is to put instruments in all the hands of our students, from all across the island too. It's not just Cassius Comprehensive, it's for everyone. So we're doing this fundraiser just so that we can bring that instruments in their hands for everyone to be exposed to music. So that's the plan. Absolutely. And we're hoping that we get a good turnout. The students are the ones performing.
It will be right here at the
school's auditorium. Nice. And the students are the ones performing. So they're the ones, we're not going to see none of those old persons like me performing there. No, we're going to get nice young, I'm telling persons, is the superstars of the future. You're getting a chance to see them now. You get the chance to see them like December 20th.
Maybe the next time you have to see them, you have to pay a little big money. You earn a lot more money, certainly.
So thankfully, you paid only $100 for adults and $50 for children right now. But then they're stars already.
Okay, now Kelly and I coming to you now because you're part of the whole thing. Now, I want you to break it down for us what we in for on that night because you guys are going to be the star. You know what you're going to be bringing. What can we expect on that night?
Okay, so you can expect talent for sure. You can expect to see confidence. A lot of the singers and the performers have been taken from a point where they had low self-esteem, low confidence, and low stage presence. So you'll be seeing some movement when it comes to confidence and so on. And
we also have again, we have the instrumental performers as well.
Right.
So instrumental,
So it's going to be a combination of music. There's dance included as well. You mentioned, there's going to be just their performance-based dance.
Instruments.
Right. So a lot of music, instrument, singing.
Yes. Singing, yes. Right. Instruments like drums, the quattros. Yes. And it will all be Christmassy.
Christmas, right. That's what I wanted to make sure of. It's going to be, curating the Christmas vibe.
Especially in the spirit of giving, the spirit of oneness, the spirit of togetherness. One of the main things that we're trying to do here at Music Hub is we want that this community. Everyone is welcome. It's open for everyone. And our students are really loving and supporting. And again, that's why I like to encourage everyone. Even if you're just slightly interested, come to see it. And then for you to see what it's all about. And then I think from the time you see it, I don't think you can see it and not be moved by it. It's amazing.
So how and where can we get tickets?
Okay, so you can get tickets from the school and from some of the performers like myself. Tickets will be $50 for teenagers, students, and $80 for adults. $100 for adults. I can assure you that this show will be wonderful. You will be mesmerized and you will not want to miss. Also, this show goes towards our fundraiser as well. It goes towards our fundraiser for our instruments because like Sir said, he would like us to all be able to show our talents through, different instruments. And with us missing some instruments, it wouldn't be possible. So if we could get some help with, the instruments, will be a really good hand in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Kellyanne. Well, we're looking forward to that. Guys, listen, it's going to be on. I mean, what are you doing? It's a family type event. You could get the family, come on out. But whilst you're doing that and you're enjoying it, you'll be definitely supporting a very absolutely worthy cause. And we're sticking with you, Mr. Celestine.
Thank you so much.
Certainly.
Really, really.
And that is our Thursday show for this awesome Thursday. Going out and have an awesome day today. Well, here's a little something. I found my rhythm when I realized that even the backward steps was part of the dance. So don't push. Just flow with the energy. Have an awesome Thursday. Let's do it again tomorrow right here on DBS.